Good morning. So I'm a little early still, but we are having story time for the Valley Unitarian Universalist Faith Formation, and we're going to be working on the second principle today. So come join me. Hello, Reverend Andy. Hi, Katie. The kids with you. Barbara, thanks for coming back. It's so nice to be able to depend on you to be here. I know I'll have at least one person in my story time. I just stretch a little bit to look at the clock. So it looks like it's 10:30. So we're going to get started. I'm Marcy Beaudoin. I'm the Director of Faith Formation at Valley Unitarian Universalist Congregation, and this is VUU Principle Story Time. So today we're going to have a couple of stories that remind us about the second principle. And for that, if you were here with me on Thursday for activities, I introduced you to my principle sticks. So let's find the second principle stick. Let's see, that would be the orange one. These are just some quickie sticks that I made. I put the color on there to help me remember which color of the rainbow goes with which principle. Put a number 2 on here. This is the second principle. And on the back, I put a little hint to remind us what the second principle is. And that says, be fair and kind. So today our stories are about learning to be fair and kind to people. And maybe not always people. So our first story is Yertle the Turtle. This was a favorite of mine. Do you all remember this story? On a faraway island of Salamop Sond, Yertle the Turtle was the king of the pond. A nice little pond. It was clean. It was neat. The water was warm. There was plenty to eat. The turtles had everything turtles might need, and they were all happy. Quite happy, indeed. Well, they were until Yertle, the king of them all, decided the kingdom he ruled was too small. I'm ruler, said Yertle, of all that I see, but I don't see enough. That's the trouble with me. With this stone for a throne, I look down on my pond, but I cannot look down on places beyond. This throne that I sit on is too low down. It ought to be higher, he said with a frown. If I could sit high, how much greater I'd be. What a king! I'd be ruler of all I can see. So Yertle the Turtle lifted his hand, and Yertle the Turtle King gave a command. He ordered 9 turtles to swim to his stone, and using these turtles, he built a new throne. He made each turtle stand on another one's back, and he piled them all up in a 9-turtle stack. And then Yertle climbed up. He sat down on the pile. What a wonderful view! He could see almost a mile. All mine, cried Yertle. Oh, the things I now rule. I'm king of a cow. I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house, and what's more beyond that, I'm king of a blueberry bush and a cat. I'm Yertle the Turtle, oh marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see. And all through the morning he sat there up high, saying over and over, a great king am I. Until long about noon, then he heard a faint sigh. What's that? Snapped the king, and he looked down the stack, and he saw at the bottom a turtle named Mac. Just a part of his throne, and this plain little turtle looked up and he said, Beg your pardon, King Yertle, I've pains in my back and my shoulders and knees. How long must we stand here, your majesty, please? Silence, the king of the turtles barked back. I'm king, and you're only a turtle named Mac. You stay in your place while I sit here and rule. I'm king of a cow, and I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house and a bush and a car, and that isn't all. I'll do better than that. My throne shall be higher, his royal voice thundered. So pile up more turtles. I want about 200. Turtles, more turtles, he bellowed and brayed. And the turtles way down in the pond were afraid. They trembled, they shook, but they came, they obeyed. From all over the pond they came swimming by dozens, whole families of turtles with uncles and cousins. All of them stepped on the head of poor Mac. One after the other, they climbed up the stack. Then Yertle the turtle was perched up so high he could see 40 miles from his throne in the sky. Hooray, shouted Yertle. I'm king of the trees. I'm king of the birds and I'm king of the bees. I'm king of the butterflies, king of the air. Ah me, what a throne, what a wonderful chair. I'm Yertle the turtle, oh marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see. Then again from below, in the great heavy stack, came a groan from that plain little turtle named Knack. Your Majesty, please, I don't like to complain, but down here below we are feeling great pain. I know up on top you're seeing great sights, but down on the bottom we too should have rights. We turtles can't stand it. Our shells will all crack. Besides, we need food. We're starving, groaned Mac. You hush up your mouth, howled the mighty King Yertle. You've no right to talk to the world's highest ruler. I rule from the clouds, over land, over sea. There's nothing, no nothing, that's higher than me. But while he was shouting, he saw with surprise that the moon of the evening was starting to rise up over his head in the darkening skies. What's that? Snorted Yertle. Yes, what is that thing that dares to be higher than Yertle the king? I shall not allow it. I'll go higher still. I'll build my throne higher. I can and I will. I'll call some more turtles. I'll stack them to heaven. I need about 5,607. But as Yertle the turtle king lifted his hand and started to order and give the command, that plain little turtle below in the stack, that plain little turtle whose name was just Mac, decided he had taken enough, and he had. And the plain little lad got a bit mad, and that plain little Mac did a plain little thing. He burped, and his burp shook the throne of the king. And Yertle the turtle, the king of the trees, the king of the air, the bird and the bees, the king of the house and a cow and a mule, well, that was the end of the Turtle King's rule. For Yertle the king of Salamasond fell off his high throne and fell plunk in the pond. And today, the great Yertle, that marvelous he, is king of the mud. That's all he can see. And the turtles, of course, all the turtles are free, as turtles and maybe all creatures should be. That's the end. I love that story. And I think it does a great job of reminding us that all turtles and all creatures have the right to be free. So I have one more story for you here on my board. I'm going to move the camera a little bit so you can see better. So this is our background, and this story takes place in an area that has a hill. There's our hill. Nearby the hill, there's a pond, and we've got some animals, some friends of the forest that hang out in the area. That's a small picture. I hope you can see that that's all animals. But the main person, the main creature in the story is a bear. He was a kind and thoughtful bear, so that all the other animals in the forest were his friends. And the bear liked to go for walks. And one day he started to head up this hill, and he saw a wagon. The wagon had been left there by a woodcutter, The bear wasn't so sure about it, so he walked around and sniffed at it and looked at it. And then he decided to climb in it, and he sat on it. And what do you think happened when a wagon that has wheels at the top of a hill ended up with a bear in it? Whoa! They started sliding down the hillside. Bear was petrified. It was moving so fast he couldn't stop it. Should he jump? And they got to the bottom of the hill and it stopped. And Bear thought, that was scary. But it was also a lot of fun. I wonder if I can make it do it again. So Bear got out and he found a way to push that wagon back up the hill, and he rode down again. And again. And again. And he sat there after a while and he said, this is great. I love this. So much fun. Except for that pushing it back up the hill idea. I don't like that idea. So then he thought, well, you know, I have a lot of friends. I wonder if there are any of my friends around. I'll go look for them. So he set out, and after a while, he found his friend, the raccoon. And he explained about the wagon to the raccoon. And he explained how fast you go and how you get to sit in it and how it's so much fun. And the raccoon, you know, they're curious creatures. So the raccoon said, sure, I'll go with you. So they started walking off, and pretty soon they found their friend, the deer. So they explained the whole story to the deer, and the deer said, sure, I'm game. So the deer went with them, and they started walking on again, and they found their friend the goat. Now the goat wasn't so sure this was a great idea, but you know, everybody else was doing it, so let's go. So all of the animals went back to where they had left the wagon, pushed it up the hill, and then they all climbed in. Let's see, we've got the raccoon, we've got the deer. Where's goat? Goat is here. Boy, there's not much room for everybody, is there? And bear. And the wagon slid down the hill, and they had a great time. And they get to the bottom of the hill, and Bear says, okay, everybody out. So out comes the goat. Out gets the deer. The little raccoon climbs out. And the bear just sits there in the wagon. And the other animals are saying, hey, get out, let's go, this is gonna be fun. And the bear said, well, you know, it's my wagon. I let you guys ride it with me. I think it would be fair if the three of you pushed me up the hill. And the other animals said, you're heavy. I don't know that we can do this. And the bear made a fierce bear face and said, it's my wagon. So they said, okay, okay. So the three smaller friends pushed the bear up. They'd ride down. The three friends would push the bear up and ride down. And then one time, they said they needed a break. Oh, if they're going to stay. So the goat and the raccoon and the deer walked off for a little snack and to have a break. And they started to talk. They said, we can't keep doing this. Bear is being mean. This is not how you are to your friends. And we're exhausted. Yeah, the riding is fun, but it's really not worth it. And Goat had an idea. He said, follow my idea. Let's push him back up the hill. So the three smaller animals went back and said, okay, Bear, we're refreshed. Let's push you back up the hill. And when they got to the top of the hill, Bear said, all right, I'll make room for you. Jump in. And they pushed Bear down the other side of the hill. And he went flying. And both he and the wagon ended up in the pond. Oh no! It wasn't a deep pond and the bear knows how to swim. But all the other animal friends were laughing at Bear. Bear didn't like this feeling. So they helped Bear get out of the pond. And they helped Bear pull the wagon out of the pond. And Bear was really angry. And the animal friend said, "Really? You need to think about how you treated your friends. You were taking advantage of them and making them push you. That was not fair. That was not a way that a creature treats other friends." Bear thought about it and said, "Okay, I think you're right." So Bear took the wagon, pushed it back up to the other friends, and he apologized to them. And he said, "I know that wasn't fair of me, and that was not how you treat your friends. From now on, let's ride down together, and I'll help us all push back up again. Is that a good deal?" And all the animals said, "Yeah, that's how we want to be treated. To be fair and kind." Second principle. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed our stories today. And if you're interested, I'll see you on Thursday. I've got a couple of fun activities and games for you. 10:30 on Thursday. Have a great day. Stay safe. Bye.